Hey guys, Crystal and Shadow here, back with Medium, and this time it's When Push Comes to Shove Part 2, the beginning of Season 2, and I think that would have made a great finale if it were it.
So, my one complaint is I wish you saw the. I wish. See, now here's the thing. I could have fixed this whole mystery if last episode it ends with him cutting the wires, you don't know what happens, but then it cuts to the dream you see at the beginning of this episode, the dream that doesn't quite give us all the information but gives us some. Because I think the problem is, right, in that secondary dream that got interrupted, you learn about the baby, but you learn nothing more.
Yeah.
That would have been enough to clue some people in that it could be the child, but not enough. In the third dream, I called it just before she started going off and quoting the Bible. But here's the thing. Like I said, if you had put the secondary dream right at the end of last episode, and then that's your cliffhanger, it would have been great. You would have had just enough clues to predict it, but not too much that it's obvious.
Yeah.
It would have been perfect. Because otherwise, I didn't get to call the result until right before she made it blatantly obvious.
Yeah, that's true.
At first, I thought maybe it's the woman, but then as soon as you see the baby, it makes sense. But only when she started talking about it. Again, would have made so much sense. Obviously, like you said, he's not dead, which I figured out. I could tell he wasn't dead because of the way you were speaking in the last review.
Oops.
Sorry, I kept telling you to shush, but you thought, no, I won't be a spoiler. But oh well, we learn, we get the real dream.
Yeah.
Then we get the real dream, because you learn he's a sperm donor, and then you get the secondary dream where you find out about the baby.
Yeah. Plus, they looked him up and found out the father's dead, so it can't be him.
Yeah, I know, but...
Then they're like, oh, great, he's dead, we got nothing, that was our only lead. Then once we realised the wife was pregnant, that's when it gets closer.
Yeah, and I do find it an interesting take that it's been 3 months, and at first I thought it would go for a much darker take, because when the father showed up and said, you have to choose to dream, at first I thought, how can she dream? He's not dead. She can only see it if he's dead. He was dead in the ambulance, but they revived him. I assumed he was dead when he cut the cords, but then they revived him, but he was stuck in a coma. I thought she was going to be stuck in some moral dilemma where she can't get her powers back unless she lets him go. I thought she was going to be stuck in some weird moral dilemma like that, and it would have been so interesting. But yeah, she still, rather than that, she just gets her powers back willy-nilly. It would have been interesting if she had to do some weird moral dilemma to choose. Does she, let the coma take him in order to get her powers back, or does she never have her powers and she's stuck letting this guy be a murderer?
Yeah, but I don't think it would be her choice to pull the plug. He has family, they're just in Texas.
Exactly, but she wouldn't be able to convince him that, but it would be easy for her to just pull the plug. No one was in that room when she was speaking with the father anyway.
True.
I still don't get what the comb had to do with anything. The nail clippers are what cut the wires, but what did the comb?
He wanted to look nice when he saw her.
But he didn't see her. She just somehow got a dream that didn't involve him.
Maybe he assumed she would see him like the first time when he was in the ambulance and he appeared in the bedroom.
I guess. I do like the twist where even at the end she says, you didn't see anything. No, he didn't. He just happened to be lowered to the ground because he was on a wheelchair for the most part.
Yeah, he saw the shoes were different from what an officer would wear. He just wanted to ask about it, but the guy didn't respond to officer. He's not used to it.
I know, that was a good twist too. But like I said, I like the fact that we had a genuine mystery. It just could have made the mystery way better if they used the cliffhanger slightly better. Because if you're going to do a two-parter in a mystery, you've got to make it a good mystery. And it was a fun mystery, but it does make me hope that season 2... I mean, this was fun, but like I said, my favourite episode from last season is still the second last one with the guy who's supernatural. So I'm still hoping we see something interesting happen in season 2 that isn't just, like I said, every other crime has still been normal.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping I see something. I know nothing about season 2 other than that guy must come back in some capacity because the actor does. But other than that, I know nothing. I'm
Yeah.
still going to give it an 8.5. I enjoyed this episode a lot, but I just wish it could have been so better if they just took that one tiny tweak.
Yeah, I'll give it an 8. It was still pretty good. At first, I did not like the time skip thing, although you kind of have to in a show that involves kids.
Well, at first
because-
I thought, oh, this is going to be like a time skip, but then we cut back. But no, it turns out, oh, we've just time skipped.
Yeah,
But here's the thing. I've always said this. Some shows, when they come back from a break, continue immediately. Some do a time skip just like the real life has had a handful of months. I usually prefer when there is a time skip. I don't like immediate cliffhangers. It's not a problem in Medium, but when it comes to the DC shows, I prefer a time skip because it makes my life so much easier. But that's a whole different story. But I still prefer a time skip because it makes sense anyway, because otherwise a show can't always take place in real time.
yeah, especially when there's kids involved because you see them grow.
Yeah, obviously you've got to handle that, but even if they didn't have kids, the show takes place in real time, so you've got to have some time skips. Because a lot of shows like to do the thing where the episode probably takes place on or around the air date anyway.
But yeah, with time moving on, it gets me excited because I know you don't care for them, but the kids are getting older. Maybe soon Marie will finally start talking. We'll see.
I'm going to predict maybe late into the season, maybe season 3 she'll start talking. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. I mean, I'm just going off of age here.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know either, but yeah. But still, I enjoyed this episode. I'm curious what'll happen in the rest of the season. We don't know anything. What's the next episode called?
Next episode is called The Song Remains the Same.
Whatever, these titles have never given us any indication, as we learned from Mrs. Leary, so, whatever.
Well,
A
actually...
musician kills someone. Yes, we know, we looked up what it really means,
Yeah.
but no one in the right mind could have predicted that.
Yeah. But some of them do make sense, or at least a lot of them only make sense after you've already seen it and you know what happens.
True, like, I married a mind reader. At first I thought, oh, it's going to be to do with the husband, but it had nothing to do with that, so...
No.
Who knows? Whatever, a musician kills some guys in the next episode. See you next time, guys.
See you next time.